in esports is really coin flip sometimes. Like you also kind of have to have good connections, make sure you're friends with people so that they actually want to play with you. So I was never really 100% sure, but I was kind of feeling that I had the level to play in LEC.
Hi everyone, this is Tom reporting from the LEC offseason, and with me here is TynX, the new jungler for SK Gaming. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. We just finished Scrims, so I'm a bit tired, but I'm chilling pretty much.
How did the scrims go?
It was good until the end. I think everyone's getting a bit tired towards the end, but in the beginning it was really good.
Are you guys scrimming every day now?
Yeah, every day besides one, pretty much. Like we have one off day where we don't scrim, and then I mean the season just started, so we are focusing quite a bit on solo queue as well, but not insane amounts. Mainly focus on scrims, right?
Yeah. And you say like scrims today went pretty well overall. How have they gone?
I think we have consistently had like above 50% win rate. Sometimes it's been like 3-2, 4-1, etc., but never negative, which is always nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like I'm not going to talk too much about scrims, but I think it's going pretty well.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear that overall you guys are doing well. Also, kind of depends, of course, on who you scrim.
Yeah,
maybe if you scrim against the likes of a G2 every day, then it might look different. But overall, you're playing. I assume you're playing against most of the teams that will be competing in the LEC.
Yeah, obviously we want to try to not scrim the teams that we're meeting in the first week, which now it's been announced that we're playing Astralis first games, I believe.
Yeah.
So obviously we're not scrimming them, right? Like we're scrimming the other teams. So it's just like keeping some teams like, yeah.
What I'm wondering is SK has like they brought on 4 new players. I think in total you have like 5 players from 5 different teams heading into this season. If I'm correct, and I can imagine that it took some adjusting for you guys to get in sync with each other.
I mean, it's always like that for new teams, but it's always like that for enemy team, right? So I don't think the difference, so to speak, is that big. And I think everyone is like really talented at their role. It's not like anyone is really far behind, even though they are rookies or whatever. Like even myself, I don't think anyone is just like losing the game on their own. So it felt really natural to just play together. Like I think it's just slightly higher level, like not huge difference.
Well, you say it's always for every team that case, but there's obviously a difference if you have 4 players that stay and 1 new player. There's already a set mindset and how you want to play and stuff like this. So in terms of figuring that out, has that gone smoothly?
I would say so. I mean, I also think that most teams are making a change, but also the fact that we're coming in 4 rookies, I think everyone is like really motivated to play as well. So it's not like, if you're G2 or Rogue, you're kind of like having high expectations from the beginning, and maybe people are not like super try hard in the first like couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Where we are gonna be like, shit, we need to really like show up on week 1, and we just want to play. Like we want to give it all in solo queue. We want to like spend as much time as we can thinking and playing the game. So I think for some teams this is like really big benefit, and I think we just have to try to write that out and like try to really play with it. So that's definitely like something that's really helping us for sure.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned, right, you guys are a bunch of rookies, and you as well, you're coming straight from the ERL system. You got a lot of attention, I think, in 2020 with your performance. And I just, in EU Masters, like there was a lot of buzz going around your name. So I just want to ask you, like, also in 2020, did you expect, okay, next year I'm going to probably be in the LEC?
I was kind of starting to expect it, yeah. I mean, I think you can never really be sure of anything. Like that's just how it is. In esports, it's really coin flip sometimes. Like you also kind of have to have good connections, make sure you're friends with people so that they actually want to play with you. So I was never really 100% sure, but I was kind of feeling that I had the level to play in LEC, so to speak. Like even in solo queue, you meet other LEC players. Like sometimes you scrim upwards. Like sometimes, really rarely, mainly towards playoffs, you get to scrim like some other LEC teams in the ERL. And there I could feel that there was not like a big difference, whatever. So I was kind of starting to expect it, yeah.
Did you? I distinctly remember your performance in EU Masters Spring, but did you already have some talks or have some thoughts about teams for the summer split, maybe?
Like during that time, I got contacted by I think 1 or 2 teams, but I was still in contract with LEC, so I wasn't allowed to leave. I mean, there was a slight chance that I would go like before, but it was mainly just waiting for my contract to end, which was a bit. It was a bit sad, but so be it. Like you have to keep your promises, and that's just how it is, right?
Yeah. And also, it gave you another chance to prove maybe your worth even more in the summer split, which you
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
did. Now, in the summer split, well, or at the end of the summer split rather, how quickly did SK Gaming approach you to join the team?
That was pretty instantaneously. I mean, yeah, like
It's like,
they
we want
contacted me.
him. Yes, you're joining
Yeah,
us.
yeah. I mean, they knew when my contract was ending. You know, we're like there's a contract database, so everyone knows when
Yes.
people's contracts are ending. So they knew when my contract was ending, and I think they talked to me from day one, which was really nice and refreshing. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of nice. You know, like I've been wondering if I could actually go to LEC, like if I would get offers and so on. So it was really nice from like day one to just have that kind of confirmation that you actually have opportunities, and then just take it from there. You know, like obviously you'd also want to keep your cards a bit close and like see what's happening. Like maybe there's two other teams who are interested, and then play with what you have, you know. But
See
it
what the
just
best
felt,
offer is and stuff like this.
yeah.
Yeah.
But SK just felt really natural, really like as an attractive team in that sense, because also like Jesse, he's the coach for SK, and I worked with him a bit in LDLC.
Yeah.
Doing the EU Masters we won especially, so I knew him and I worked really well with him, so it just felt really natural to go with SK.
Yeah, it must also give you like a good confidence boost to have a team right on your doorstep the moment you are
Yeah,
available. Like, hey,
for sure.
yeah, you mentioned Jesse's, and he's a coach of which many players of SK I spoke to last season. They spoke highly of him, and they said they helped he helped them a lot in their development. Now you've also worked with him before. So how do you think in the LEC now? How do you think your development is going to go, and also how do you think he is going to help you even further now?
I think he has really high expectations of everyone, which is always good. Like he strived to both help people in solo queue and competitive. And not only does he like understand a lot about the game, but he also understands people more personally. So he has a different approach to like each player. You know, for example, with me, he takes a different approach than he does with the support, for example, right?
Right.
And it just feels really natural to work with him. And then it's good to have a person in the team you can like have a straight up discussion with without feeling you're talking down to someone or like he's talking really up to you. You know what I mean? It just feels really natural in that sense. But he definitely understands the game from playing already, and he's just naturally a good coach. Naturally good at speaking with people and like knowing their personalities.
Yeah, and obviously a coach plays also a big role in helping to find an identity within the team. But the way I hear you say it, it sounds like, you know, rather than instructing you guys, he's having a conversation with you guys and trying to find out what you guys want as well in terms of your results. So would you say that the way the direction SK Gaming is heading with these players is a collaborative effort of all the players and all their input then?
I mean, I know for a fact that he likes to take the approach really naturally in terms of just like what we're good at and so on. Like he wants to see, for example, our mid laner, he's new rookie. He wants to see him play absolutely everything, like assassins, control mages, you know, and then you see what feels good, you know, like what we play good with and how it's already like clinging, and then from there you can develop an identity. Like maybe I'm really insane on tanks, so I'm really insane on carries, like so be it, and then we just take it from there. And we
Yeah.
don't really want to force super heavily into like a specific style, like, oh, we have to play bot side or we have to play top side or we have to play from mid lane, whatever. We just want to see like what works and how people just naturally click, right?
You also mentioned, you know, your capabilities and what you might like to play. Now, people watching this interview who, you know, may not have followed the LFL so closely or EO Master so closely, they might not know what you like to play. Now, I think you really like playing Graves.
Yeah.
But but are there any? Is there any style that you prefer, or is there anything that we could when we see maybe, you know, name tags of play that we can say, okay, hey, that's definitely TynX playing?
Like I would say I'm the kind of player who can actually kind of play everything. I think I had a really big champion pool last year, but the champions I prefer playing if I had to choose would be like Graves, Nidalee, Hecarim, you know, really aggressive champions that just like to take over the games. Last
Basically,
season
the
I
summer
played
split meta for
yeah, for
20,
sure. I mean,
2020.
I did end up playing like a lot of Skana as well. You know, I played like these kind of more defensive style champions like Zac as well. I had really good games on, so I feel like I can play pretty much whatever I want. But I think the meta is really favored towards me right now. Just in general, how jungle works, it's really favored for how I like to play the game and how I see the game naturally. So it's just for sure it feels good for me.
Finally, to round up the interview, I do want to give you a chance to maybe say something to the SK fans, to LEC fans, LDLC fans who probably are sad to see you leave the team, but probably also very excited to see you get a shot at the LEC. So is there anything you want to say to all the people?
I mean, for the people who followed me for so long, like for the last few years, both in LDLC and in even Gamers Origin back then, like I just want to say, I hope you continue to watch me in the LEC, and I think that this is going to be a year that's going to be really exciting, and like for sure we're going to have a lot to show up. Like we're not just going to be a bottom tier team who's like chilling and catching their paycheck, whatever you want to call it. Like we're going to show up.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I mean, I guess SK Gaming has received some criticism, right? And when people have been looking at the power level, but you think you guys are gonna, well, maybe not in the most negative way, but you're gonna prove them something in the right sense then.
I think it kind of depends on how people see us, because some people, they think we're going to be like maybe 5 above, right? And some people think we're going to be in the bottom tier. But if you think we're going to be bottom tier, I think for sure we're going to show up, right? Like we're going to have something to prove. If you think we're going to be the best team in the league, then I hope we can prove it right. That's all I'm saying.
All right, thanks. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.